It's 2012. Friday afternoon, mid-October, and I'm walking out of the factory with the biggest paycheck I've ever held in my hand. $3,187 overtime stacked on a bonus week. I remember holding the envelope and thinking, this changes things. I drop it in checking Monday morning, don't tell anyone, don't make a plan, just feel the cushion under me for once and exhale. 2 weeks later, I pull up the balance on a Wednesday. $340. I scroll the transactions twice looking for a mistake. There's no mistake, no casino, no big purchase, nothing I'd call stupid. Just 2 weeks of being a regular guy with a paycheck. And 40% of households earning over $500,000 a year say they feel financially stretched. $500,000 stretched. That's not a budget problem, that's a trap problem. And the traps don't care what you make. They only care that you look normal. I'm Frank, 46, 2 kids, one still costing me tuition payments, minivan with 140,000 miles. I am the suburban disaster. And I walked into all 5 of these traps with my eyes wide open, smiling. Normal was the bill. Nobody ever sent it. I'm going to walk you through every one. Not a lecture, just the receipts. Today's the bill arrival, the fixing is the next videos. Trap 1. Look at any driveway in any suburb in America. There's a truck. It's clean. Nobody asked it to leave the asphalt. Mine was a minivan lease. 4 years, $380 a month. Zero equity at the end. The dealer called it a smart move. I called it a deal because the payment fit the budget. What I was actually buying was a payment subscription for a depreciating box with cup holders. The average new car payment in this country is now $772. 1 in 5 new buyers signs for over $1,000 a month. And dealerships quietly stretch the average loan to 84 months, 7 years, just to make those numbers feel manageable on the desk. I ran the actual math on that lease later, with a calculator and a coffee, on a Saturday. The number was uglier than I want to say here. That's its own video. For now, just hold this. A $1,000 car payment doesn't cost $1,000. It costs a future you can't see yet. Trap 2. The house. I put 28% down on a 3-bedroom and walked out of closing thinking I was the smartest guy on the block. First Sunday in July, 96 degrees. The AC unit just stopped. Compressor, $4,200 on a Visa I just paid off. Then in February, the roof leak above the garage, $3,000. Then water heater the day before Thanksgiving, $1,800, $9,000 in 8 months. I kept telling my wife it was a freak run of bad luck. It wasn't. The house was just doing what houses do at 18 years old. The average homeowner now spends $21,400 a year on hidden costs on top of the mortgage. Taxes, insurance, the things that break. The old 1% maintenance rule from the 80s is a comforting lie in 2026. Mortgage isn't the scary part of owning a house. The mortgage is just the entry fee. The house is the casino, and the casino has a payout schedule. It never showed you. That's another sit-down. Trap 3. Watched 3 couples on my block try the same fix the same year. Second paycheck goes back to work. Daycare drop-off at 6:30. 6 months in, they all looked broker than before. Not on paper, in their faces. Tireder, thinner, snappier at the kids in the driveway. A $68,000 second salary can net out to $3.75 an hour. After daycare, commute, taxes, and exhaustion tax. Exhaustion tax is the pre-cut vegetables and the DoorDash and the cleaning service because nobody has the energy to do any of it anymore. They weren't building wealth, they were running on a treadmill side by side that was quietly on fire. Nobody on the block called it that. They called it ambition, they called it what families do. I have a whole separate hour on what actually happens in year 2 that's coming. Trap 4, my wife shows me the phone screen one Tuesday night. $129 baby stroller, Klarna prompt, pay in 4. She wasn't going to do it. She was just showing me how easy the button was. 4 payments of $32 felt like nothing. I sat on the couch and opened my own subscriptions page. $87 a month on stuff I wasn't using. One haircut booking app from 2018. People estimate they spend $86 a month on subscriptions. The actual average is $219. The blind spot is the size of a car payment. More than half of buy now, pay later users lose track of what they actually owe. 8 tiny bites at $25 each. Your brain reads 0. The whole modern economy is built to numb the pain of paying. Klarna didn't invent that game. They just made it pretty. That's another video too. Trap 5. The raise. Every raise I got for 15 straight years walked directly into life and never made it as far as savings. 5,000 more a year became 5,000 more lifestyle. Better grocery store, faster phone. One more streaming service. The lift never lifted anything. One Saturday morning, I sat down with the calculator and added up the leaks. DoorDash, the subs, the one more thing at Target, about 20 bucks a day. 20 bucks a day, index fund. 40 years at 8%. The number that came back was nearly $1.87 million. One trap, just one. That's not a math trick. That's a Saturday with a calculator and the receipts I already had in my phone. Want a twin? My neighbor Dave and I started on the same block the same year, same job tier, same money, same kids' ages, same everything. Dave bought a new truck, then 4 years later, another new truck. Then 4 years after that, another. I drove the minivan his mother-in-law gave me free. 10 years in, I still have the minivan. Dave's on truck number 3, payment number 90-something. The block didn't change, our gap did. The block isn't the story, the gap is. And lifestyle inflation isn't a choice you make once. It's the default setting that activates at every raise. You have to actively decline the raise into your life, or it walks itself in, sits down, and starts charging rent before you notice. Back to 2012, $3,187 in checking on a Monday, $340 2 Wednesdays later. It wasn't a mistake, it wasn't a moral failing, it was the pipes doing exactly what pipes do when nobody's looking at them. Once I stopped blaming the guy in the bathroom mirror, I started seeing the pipes, 5 of them running in parallel, draining quietly the whole time. Pick the one that stung the most reading this. Start there. That's where your version of the story changes. The receipts come next.